Welcome everybody to my YouTube channel. This is Marky Park, and today is Tuesday, October the 14th, and it is almost 11 a.m. here in Tucson. And I just got my hair cut over at the Sport Clips I used to go to down the street over here on Grant. And this is our old neighborhood over here by the wash, and I can't even think of the name of the wash. Rito? I don't think that's right. But anyway, I actually thought on the spur of the moment that I'd stop over here, pay my respects to our little tequila who passed away 2 years ago, August of 2023. So my son Daniel and I came out here when she passed and buried her here. So we did leave some gravestones where we buried her. I don't think after 2 years it'll be there, but I'd just like to walk by and just say goodbye, or I guess not goodbye again, but say hello to our little Lila, and hope she's doing really, or having fun up in doggy heaven. So come with me as I explore our old neighborhood here and say hello again to our little Lila. So there's this little parking area here. This is like a really nice biking area here. There's a trail that you can take along the wash. So I lived in the neighborhood right next to the wash from October of 2017 to October of 2023. So I do the math, 6 years. And we actually had 2 homes here. In the same neighborhood. We were renting homes, and 2 different, right on the same street actually, ironically. So this is a bike path, and there's a biker coming down. So I wanted to walk across and actually look into the wash. It rained quite a bit this past weekend due to Hurricane Priscilla in the Pacific. The aftermath of that hurricane brought a lot of rain. It lasts like 72 hours. So actually I'll go across right now because there's nobody on the other side. So it's no standing water here, but it's definitely muddy. But you can see the flow of the see where the rainwaters flowed through here. It's actually not that hot outside. I think it's like 78 degrees, but the sun's really beating down on my back here. So 2 years ago we brought our little tequila down here. We wanted her to be near us. Ironically, there actually is a pet cemetery not too far from here, actually right next to the neighborhood that we lived in. I don't know the exact spot that we laid her to rest, but it's in this area here. There's also a lot of debris. Looks like somebody's couch cushion down there. Sadly, a lot of homeless people here in Tucson live in the washes, and it's dangerous, especially during the monsoon season when we get a lot of flooding, and this actually becomes a river. So, hi Lila. I was thinking about you today. I just wanted to say hello. Hope you and Princess are getting along up there in doggy heaven. Hopefully you can feel the sun. We're back in Tucson, so we can come and visit anytime we want. We miss you. Sorry, I'm wearing my sunglasses, so you can't really see, I guess. But I got really emotional coming out here and saying hello to Lila. She's just a little dog, but we rescued her back in 2011, and they said that she was probably like a year and a half old when we got her and adopted her in 2011. She lived a long life, so she was with us for like 12 years. And then we recently lost our other Chihuahua, Princess, back in June of this year when we were in Celebration, Florida. So I hope that the two of them, even though they didn't get along together in life, hopefully they are chilling out together up in doggy heaven. So at this point, I was thinking about going and doing some errands and then going over to get some lunch to take home. But I'm actually thinking I'm going to take a walk around to our old neighborhood just to see what everything's looking like here. We enjoyed our time on this side of town, to be honest. We like I said, we spent like 6 years here. Sorry, I hit the stop button on that last video clip. So yeah, I figure I don't have to go to work until like 2 o'clock today with my new work schedule at the airport. So just gonna feel a little nostalgic today, and I might go take a look at our old homes over here. Looks like they repaved the road here next to our old neighborhood very recently here. They still got traffic cones on the side of the road. Over to my left is this, it looks like really old ranch that's next to the housing development that I'm headed to right now. It looks like a horse ranch. And I know I've seen horses here before, but don't see any outside right now. There's another, it says Orchard River on the other side of the street here. There's some old like townhomes, I guess, on the other side of the street. Some beautiful views of the mountains. So it looks like there's a empty lot here in between the ranch and the subdivision. And for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of the subdivision we lived in, but there is a sign out here, so we'll see it when we walk by on the sidewalk. It's a pretty gorgeous day today in Tucson. The last 48 hours, we've gotten quite a bit of rain. Not too much flooding, but it doesn't take much, honestly, for the floodwaters to churn up here in Tucson when it starts raining, because I think the ground is so hard and dry. Even a little bit of rain causes flooding. So this is the beginning of our old neighborhood. I think these are all KB homes in this neighborhood here. You can see there's some Halloween decorations on this house. We loved decorating for Halloween and Christmas here. We lived here, and there's the street we lived on, Serrano Lane. So I'm just gonna cross the street before I go to our old home, by our old homes, and there's a sign here for the subdivision. So before we moved back to Tucson from Celebration last month, I actually did look at homes for rent in our old neighborhood, and ironically, at least for a couple days, our old home on Serrano that we moved out of 2 years ago actually popped up on the rental list. But then I think the next time I looked again in this neighborhood, it was already rented. So I think this side of town in particular is very popular because there's so much like in the bubble, I guess, as you would say. And here's the sign. So it's Catalina Vistas. But yeah, there's some doggies going for a walk. And more Halloween decorations. But yeah, there's so much in the bubble in this area here. I'm actually going to stop at the Target down the street get some supplies on my way back home. There's a lot of restaurants in the area, a lot of fast food, coffee shops, a lot of shopping. Like I said, the Target, but a lot in this area, so you don't have to travel too far away to get to where you're going, what you need. I'm actually taking the long way around the neighborhood here. I'm just curious to see how much has changed. So the way they set this neighborhood up is curious, because they've got these little drives, like I guess mini cul-de-sacs, where all the garages are facing. And a few years ago, this actually was an issue with us trying to get out of our house. I was trying to get to work because one of these trees during a storm fell across the road and blocked us. And there was physically no way to get around it until they came out and chopped the tree up and took it away. I couldn't get to work. So I used to take this little back way between the houses to get to the mailbox. Actually, I should go explore the mailbox. We're gonna do that actually. Oh, there's a little bit of flooding here, so I may not walk through here. Yeah, because of the rains. The ground is really soft here. There's actually some drains, and obviously the debris has covered them up. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to walk through here. You can see how muddy it is. Well, I can walk around it. Yeah, it's little pools, which is not good for this mosquito breeding here. The standing water is a good place for mosquitoes to breed. Oh, I just stepped in a big muddy spot right there. Look at my footprint. We're gonna walk around that. I don't know if it's safe to keep going down through here. It doesn't look like there's any puddles. So this is like a little mini wash in between the homes at Catalina Vistas here. I think this is... I was gonna say, I think this is near our old house, but it's not the actual house. I'll get to that here in a minute. But the reason why I wanted to go over by the mailbox is because on our mailbox there, I placed one of the Porg stickers I got in the mail from Disney a few years ago. Probably 2017 when we moved here. If anybody's seen the Star Wars movies, the Porgs are those little penguin-like birds from The Last Jedi. I guess that would be episode 8. Very divisive movie in the Star Wars fandom. I enjoyed it though. And look at this. Look at what's on the mailbox. It's still there. That is so cool. So I was just at the mailboxes across the street here. I just noticed that there are a couple homes for sale back here on the backside of Catalina Vistas. There was another home here for rent back in August, I think, but I don't remember which one it was, but it was on this side. Ultimately, I think although we didn't look at any more homes here back in August, we did see one that was similar over in our old neighborhood over at Tucson Mountain Estates. That's over on the far southwest side of Tucson. And ultimately, even though the house was nice, I think it had even a little bit of a yard. It was 2 stories, and I think at our middle age, I would say advanced stage of life, but in our middle age, yeah, I'm 50 years old. I just felt like trying to move again to a 2-story house and haul all of our furniture and belongings up to the 2nd story. It just wasn't very appealing anymore, and we fortunately found a townhome that's ranch style, all 1 floor, and it's spacious enough for us, so they're satisfied that we found somewhere that we'll be happy to live in for the next several years, God willing. I really don't want to move again. So this is Serramano again. We're doing some lawn care. This is actually the homes across from where we were living when we moved 2 years ago. So you can kind of see this is like the backyard of this house. It's very small. So this is it. This is our old homestead. So we lived here 4 years. I think from 2019 to 2023. I'm going to walk down the street a little bit because we actually moved here in 2017 to the home down on the end of this street. And you kind of see where I was in the little mini wash area before. That's what's at the end of each of these streets. So I don't know if I can see yeah, there's the old tree stump that I was talking about in the earlier clip here. Can you actually see? Oh, it's so hard to see. You can see some of the roots here. But right in this middle, and right here in this spot, was a large mesquite tree that was knocked down on one across the street here. Like completely blocked it so that no cars back here could get out until they came and cleared it. So this is the first house we moved into when we left our home in 2017 over on the southwest side of Tucson, so it's 2763. And all the homes are very similar. In fact, this is a mirror image of the house that we moved from in 2023. I do like that this one here, the backyard, backed up to the wash, whereas the other one here on the end of the street just faced the street. So I don't really have much of a view at all. But we had such a nice backyard when we lived at Calle Don Miguel. I actually had real grass, had sprinklers. We had movie nights outside, like we were at a drive-in theater. So nice. But yeah, this is the house that we moved in. And then this was for rent at some point back in August, I think. For a while, at least. Yeah, it looks pretty much the same. There was our bedroom there. We used to put decorations during Halloween and Christmas in the windows there. There's the loft right there in the middle. There might be somebody living here, so I don't want to... Wow, they've definitely manicured the bushes out here recently. They look so round. But yeah, we used to decorate out here in the front. We had this tree here we could hang lights from. And somebody left a light on here. So, yeah. Some good memories here. Good memories. But now it's time to make some new good memories. And now that we live next to a golf course, I need to break out my old golf clubs and learn how to golf. I've actually only been on a golf course once here in my 20 years of living in Tucson. So I suppose that's a appropriate hobby for a middle-aged man like myself to start doing. I gave up playing soccer back in the early 2010s after I was recovering from the ACL rupture surgery. I made a brief comeback. I want to say by 2013, I think I was done playing soccer. It was fun. I joined a co-ed soccer league here in town. Gosh, 2006 now? Almost 20 years ago. I think it was 2006. And I think in 2009 is when I had my accident on the field and blew out my ACL in my left knee. Had surgery, replaced that ligament in my knee, and went through about 4.5 months of recovery and rehab, and then started playing soccer again. I think in the fall of 2009, but re-aggravated that knee injury at some point, I think in 2010, and decided to hang it up. And I think the last time I played soccer as an adult, I want to say it was probably 2013. I'd have to go back and look at my Google memories. 2013 or 2014, I played with some of my old teammates in adults. Gosh, I can't even remember what it was. But it was sponsored by the FC Tucson, the minor league soccer team here in town. And it was it was parents and the children playing together in I think it was 5-on-5 soccer games, and it was just a brief thing. It was a lot of fun though, getting back together with some of my old ballistic teammates and their kids. And now those kids are all grown up and adults now in 2025. But I do miss those days of playing soccer. That was one thing I did when I was a kid that I really enjoyed, and I'm glad that my dad signed us up when we were, I want to say, third grade. I think it was third grade, signed us up for soccer. And I played for like 10 years until I was a senior in high school. A lot of fond memories of that time. And then got to play again in my 30s when I came to Tucson. Something I thought I'd never do again when I was an adult, but there I was, running around like I was a teenager again. So yeah, maybe golf is my speed now at 50. So we're getting back to the car here. Hope you enjoyed coming along with me today on this impromptu vlog on a beautiful Tucson morning. I guess it's still morning, right? It's 11:23. So I don't know where this channel is going to end up, because I originally started Markey Park videos so that we could explore the Orlando area and show everybody what everyday Joes like me do when we're visiting the Walt Disney parks in the Orlando area. But there's definitely a lot of things in Tucson to explore, including this time of year. They have Nightfall at the old Tucson Studios in October. The Pima Air and Space Museum is very unique and something I definitely will go and visit again. So again, yeah, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoy coming along with me on these, hit that like button and share with your family and friends. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. I do appreciate it, I really do. If you enjoy watching these videos, I'm gonna have to get creative and we'll come up with some new things to share with everybody. So until next time, it's Markey Park. Have a good day.